Apparently, according to my wife, that tank picture describes my personality perfectly. I've been looking more into the Myers-Briggs type indicator tests lately, and I'm not really an expert. I'm an INTJ, and I'm just curious what all you guys are and if you follow the Myers-Briggs type indicator or if it's been useful for you. I've always been into stuff like astrology. I'm a Scorpio, and I've learned a lot about myself by studying that. I found this site here, the 16 personalities, and you can see my INTJ results, and I'll actually post my whole profile below so you can go and compare yourself to what I got. And if you're curious to learn more about me, you can check it out. You could see up at the top that you can do your own tests. Post below what your results are, what type you are, and just let me know if it has been useful for you throughout your career. Today we're going to cover the B1 usability package again. I'm going to do a short video on what to do to get started. When you have just bought the software, where do you begin? How do you install it? I'm just going to do a quick overview just to give you an idea of how things work and give you some resources for getting you started and getting the most out of B1UP, because I want you to, and I think it's a great product. I also think it's a little bit misunderstood. The first thing that you're going to want to do is download the software. The software doesn't take a special portal login or anything. You could just search for B1UP download page, and then you would just pick what version you want. So you can see here it's really clearly labeled 2020 maintenance, 9.2 PL4 or higher. You could just download the newest one. So there's the 9X and the 10X version, and you just grab that package. Once you have the package, you're going to see something like this. Just open it up. You're going to see the 32-bit installer, the 32-bit installer or the 64-bit installer, depending on what you're using. When you trigger them, they're going to do some upgrades to your database, so make sure that you back up your database before you install the add-on. In order to install the add-on, you go to Modules, Administration, Add-ons, Add-on Administration. Click Register Add-on. Click Registration Data File. Find your desktop or wherever you put I put the 32-bit installer because 32-bit for life. And I'm going to do installer.ard. And then you just need to leave it like this, push OK, and it'll install it, and it'll start to run the program for you and add the tables and fields you need to put in your database. Once you have installed B1UP, you need to get your installation number and your system number, and you need to install that into the customer portal for B1UP. So you're going to need a login to the B1UP portal, and any of your partners would have this. You're going to provide them with help about SAP Business One. You're going to give them the installation number underscore the system number. So the installation number underscore the system number, and ask them to update it in the B1UP portal. If you have access to your own partner B1UP portal, log in, find the customer, and you'll see a place to put system numbers and databases. I can't show it to you. There's just too much information on the screen and potential for you to see a bunch of stuff. So just log in. Anybody can find it. Just go to customers, all customers, find the customer that's bought it, and then you can update their information. Initially, it's going to say dummy with a bunch of numbers, and you want to replace that installation underscore system number. If you get one chance at that. If you screw up, you have to contact sales@boyamit.com in order to get that changed. But once you update it in the portal, it's going to check through the internet and give you all of your licenses, which is how SAP should work too, but it doesn't. So say, for example, you bought another license, or you bought licenses for print and delivery or something. You just have to refresh your SAP and you'll have those licenses appearing in there immediately. So it's very, very slick and easy to do. Once you have your licenses installed, you can assign them to users. Administration, add-ons, B1 Usability Package, License Administration. Just click there, Assign Users. You'd want all of your users that are actively using SAP to have a B1UP license. Once you have the licenses installed, you will assign them to your users. Modules, Administration, Add-ons, B1 Usability Package, License Administration. From there, you just check the box next to each one of your active SAP users, and now they will have access to the B1 Usability Package. When you go to run SAP for the first time after doing your install, you will see the configuration wizard. So you go next. These are the ones I like to use initially. I will typically do a similar setup. So I'm going to use the function buttons. I'm going to use item placement. I'm going to use mandatory fields. You can add these later too. If you only want to install one or two things, that's okay. I don't necessarily use default data right now. Add and edit menus. All of these are valuable. This is just what I use out of the box typically. Toolbox, right click menu creator, and it explains them all on the side there. B1 search, exchange rates, B1 dashboards, and the B1 validation system. Check those boxes. Again, you can come back, retrigger this, manually add modules if you want. Next, I am using B1 print and delivery. If you're lucky enough to have that, or you should use it, but come back and check that to make sure it's on. You want to set your database information here. Everything else is kind of optional. Next. Then you just run that and click finished, and it will go through and make all the tables and do everything you need to do to add all of your pieces and modules. One extra little bonus thing to remember is modules, administration, add-ons, B1 Usability Package, B1 Usability Config. You want to come in here to the Use B1 Dashboards, click this ellipses button, and you want to put it to include only the users you want. If you leave it on exclude and then you leave it like this, all your users are going to get the dashboard. So you'll just come into work and everybody will have turned on SAP. Everybody will have all of your dashboards, all of your financial information, all the purchasing and production. So it's very important to come back and switch this to include only the ones you want. Okay, pro tip. A really quick way to start is modules administration, add-ons, B1 Usability Package, module configuration, and toolbox configuration. These are a bunch of items that it will immediately give you an extra little boost with your B1UP. So all these are very valuable. Again, these are just the ones I have on in my system information, and I'll show you where you can see more information later. But these ones, without really having to build anything, these are going to give you a lot of new little features and functions that you wouldn't have with out-of-the-box SAP. So a lot of different things here. Use flags. I really like that. It puts little flags on the documents. That's kind of fun. Go to new, which means if you add a document, it'll automatically go to that new document rather than incrementing to a new one. And you can set that, well, this is for business partners. You could do it in documents too. So if you add a new business partner, it'll come right back to it. I'm not going to go through all these, but go to new, lots of other things, start in description if you want, documents, open items update button, start in name field, use opening and closing remarks icon, use flags, go to new for sales documents. You can choose which one, go to new with purchase documents, and use the journal remark system. The journal remark system is so nice. I don't use it here, but it'll let you put the document type and the name of the business partner in the journal remarks instead of just the code. It's very, very nice. And again, immediately out of the box, it's going to help your accountants really understand their general ledger. Banking, financials, human resources, usability. So you can add showing number of attachments. The help information is really cool. You can add little question mark boxes to your fields and things. All sorts of other little things that you can do in there. So that's just a really, really quick way that you can get started and just add a couple little features to your system. So another thing you're going to get is all these dashboards. So like I said, if you added them from that dashboards window, you're going to get all these dashboards immediately. So this, even just right away, you're going to see, hey, we have dashboards. Even if we don't use exactly what's here, it's really easy to customize them. Again, I'll show you where to do that later. But you get the open items list. You can add your own widgets here. You can switch between all these different tabs. And this is a nice little way to see some of your information. Just no effort whatsoever. You just enable it and boom, you have dashboards. Another quick win is function buttons. So the function buttons are very easy to use. I'm going to go to purchasing AP. I'm just going to use an AP down payment invoice. I didn't feel like stripping all of the customization I already had. So I just used this one as an example. So you can right click B1 usability package. By the way, you can move this information in and out of that secondary box. So you can leave this in the main area here. This just makes it easier while you're editing. And if you're doing a ton of customization, it just saves you that extra click. And then when you're ready to go live, you could just switch this whole configuration into this little box and it cleans it up. So that's just a little detail that they thought of. So we're going to go add function buttons. It's going to make function buttons for the down payment invoice. What I'm going to do is relationship map. And I'm going to remove that from find mode and add mode. Then I'm going to add, what is it called? Fit column width. So these are two things that, you don't normally need to like right click and do them, but I find users really like the boxes for them. So fit column width, I'm just going to do on add and OK mode. So we'll make these functions. So we'll need the universal functions. Click in here, tab, new. So I'm just going to say button, relationship map, just to keep organized there. Not message, macro. So I'm just going to go activate, click on my document, go to, scroll down, and you can see at the very bottom left 6016. That's the menu item that you want to trigger with a one-click button. 6016, what you want to do is document that this is relationship map. Seems kind of dumb because it's pretty clear there, but add that one. Fit column width, we're going to do another one here. Click this button, new button, fit column width. And we're going to do the same thing basically. And we're going to make that. View. Oh, click back on the document. View, fit column width, 1300. Activate, which clicks a button or clicks a menu item. Fit column width. Okay, so that's going to, all this macro does is click that view, fit column width. So now I'm going to add this add these buttons. And go back to my AP down payment invoice. So now we're going to see we have these two buttons. So we go to the last data record, and you can, with a single click, push relationship map. This one's not very exciting, but it goes immediately to the relationship map. I know it's kind of dumb. You could just right click and do it. But if you do that all day long, this will really, add a little bit of value right away again. And then fit column width. So you're going to see that it fits, say you had all these things and they're all underlapping and you're kind of annoyed and all this stuff. You could just go click fit column width and it just fixes everything. It's a nice little thing that's just very simple to do. And again, in a few minutes you've added this. You will have to add it for each document, but the documents that are used a lot would really benefit from this. The next thing I want to show you is the item placement tool. The item placement tool allows you to place fields from the ugly, useless UDF sidebar into context within the actual form. So no longer will you have to scroll through 200 UDFs and look through this with no context, and people don't know what to fill out and they don't know if it's important for them or if it relates to the document, and it's basically impossible to maintain. So I'm gonna just put, what am I going to put here? Special shipping notes. I'm going to go right click, add this UDF onto the main window. Below, in this case, I'm just going to simply put it below due date. Special shipping notes. I'm going to close the sidebar, right click, B1 usability package, edit item placement tool. I'm going to switch my special shipping notes to a text area, and I'm going to give it a little bit more height, maybe 50. And then I'm going to scroll, and I'm going to give it a fun back color. Let's do pink. Update. Boom. So I've literally taken the sidebar. You can add all these fields in wherever you want, all over these forms. You can take system forms. Let's see. You could take system forms, federal tax ID. You can hide them. You could do all sorts of things very, very quickly. And the best thing is, once you've placed everything, you can even go to Edit Item Placement Tool, and you can block the UDF sidebar at the top. It's amazing. Then you don't have to see it anymore. So that's kind of the dream, to never have users ever know about that UDF sidebar, and to think that the forms they're using are exactly designed for them with all the information, drop downs, check boxes, and all that information you would want. So check out the item placement tool. So what do I do next? Well, the next step, you would need to think about maybe why you started to think about buying B1UP in the first place. Do you want to be emailing account balances using print and delivery? Do you want to automate some processes that you are doing manually today? You could click a button and have it pop open a PO and enter some information. You could do automatic journal entries. You could just, making different text appear in different places. You can make pop-ups happen. You can have validations through line loops. There's so many things. It's really endless. So that's why it's tough. Do you want a big indicator on your sales orders when they're, being picked? Or do you want to show, some information on a document from the business partner when you load it? It really gives you options to do a lot of different things. So people come to me and they're like, oh, can B1UP do this or that? And usually the answer is yes. Within the SAP Business One client, it can add fields. It can automate pulling data to those fields. It could apply logic. You could put buttons to double check things or to fix up certain fields or to make things default. You can make right click menu options. You can make default values for different fields. There's the master data manager, which you can use kind of as a simple DTW, where you can write a short query to pull information with a series of business partners, say, for example. And then you can just select and update a whole bunch of properties on that business partner. You could do your dashboards, so you can jump in and do your dashboards and check it out. If you wanted to keep learning and growing with B1UP, I have a couple of resources for you, and I'll link them below. Firstly, the B1 Usability Package Help documents are very, very good. So this is the online one. I'll link it below. Modules, here's all of your modules. So you can see like item placement. You can go through. There's a link to the online e-learning right from there. It explains everything very nicely. And you also have the B1UP YouTube channel, which has a ton of information there too. So you can see all the stuff up here. B1 Usability Package e-learning, there's 39 videos on the B1 dashboards. You can start from the beginning, right click, menu creator, SQL, reports, charting, item placement tool, 32 videos on universal functions. There's just so much stuff in here. So you can just start looking at this. 36 videos on print and delivery. There's just so many different options, and you can just go through there and see what's available and what SAP and what B1 Usability Package can do for you. It's amazing. If you just search Google for something about B1UP, there's lots of information in their knowledge base too, lots of PDF examples step by step. And I've found that just by tackling these, even if you just do the tutorials in a test database, you're going to learn so much about what you can do. You're going to see the options and you're going to start to get ideas. It is pretty, it's pretty comfortable technically, and the videos are explained really well. You have Rasmus there in the videos, which is really cool. So you can get a sense of what you're doing, and the examples are all easy and, easy to follow and easy to do. So I'd really recommend looking at their video resources in order to take the next step. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching my videos. Check out BattleshipCobra.com for all the information about me. I do videos every week, Mondays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So check that out. Subscribe, like, and click the notification bell. If you don't happen to visit YouTube that often, it'll send you an email whenever I publish a video. Really appreciate it. Have a great day.